Hello and welcome to another episode of Bigger Stinkers' Junk Emporium. I apologise, I've not done a review for a couple of weeks, partly because I've got a new job. I won't bore you with spreadsheets. I've just bored you with spreadsheets, but never mind. Let's not get into that. Now, what I'm actually going to review this week is a comic that I've got a lot of love for. Just give you a bit of background story to it. Well, I got diagnosed with a flat foot when I was 7 or 8, and the doctor said, you need to go and do tap dancing to my mum, and my mum made me go to tap dancing. Now, as your average 7 or 8 year old, I fucking hated tap dancing. Well, to be fair, as your average man, I hate tap dancing. Apologies, I'm sure some men do like tap dancing. Fred Astaire was obviously excellent at it. Now, to bribe me, as I say, to go to do this bullshit tap dancing class, she used to buy me a copy of Oink. Now, Oink was a magazine that was from the 80s, as you can guess. Now, it was sort of similar. It was across the street. Imagine the Viz, which obviously had lots of sexual humour, people dying, quite disgusting and whatnot. And the Beano, which was for shitbags, basically. So if you were 2, you'd read the Beano. And they said if you were 18, you'd read the Viz. If you were fucking 13, you'd read the Viz. Oink was probably aimed at 13, 14-year-olds, but instead, people who were 8 or 9 would get it if they had flat feet, which was quite a bonus. Now, this one's issue number 8, and just give you a bit of background of what happened in Oink. Generally, the stories, well, let me just see the top one there, right? Normally, it's Uncle Pig who was the editor, but in this one, the skeletons, he's got skeleton staff, you see what he did there, have taken over. Now, Uncle Pig had loads of plops to help him, which were basically pieces of shit who helped him run the magazine, who I suspect may still help actually run the fucking Sun. And it lampoons stuff from the 80s as well, so there's Terry Wogham, and I don't know if Joan Collins, I don't know if that's spelt right, I should probably have checked that really. It's pretty slapdash, let's be honest. There was also an ongoing one, Burp was fucking sick. Oh, right. If you get a chance, look up Burp the Alien. Basically, he just pisses and shits on people. That's all he does every episode. He just tries to do the right thing, but he ends up covering people in feces and urine, which is brilliant. You also get famous people who used to do stuff for it. So you had Charlie Brooker when he was in school used to write bits for it. Also you had some actual writers of the Viz did write stuff for Oink. So there was a bit of crossover there. And as I say, it was for the slightly younger audience. You had Rubbish Man, he was a very popular one. And you had an ongoing thing between the pigs who ran the magazine and the evil butchers. And so each episode, pigs, you'd have tales of pigs getting fucked up by butchers. It was a bit bizarre, really. And you had this horrible woman who was based on a real life person from the 80s called Mary. She was called Mary Whitehouse, but as you can see here, Mary Lighthouse getting covered in shit, and she was always trying to censor everything. And this is what she did in the 80s in real life. She was a fucking dick. The comic actually got mentioned in Houses of Parliament for being too offensive, and it got W.H. Smith put it on its top shelf, so it died after a couple of years or so. But I've got a lot of love for it. It did do. I wouldn't say it was groundbreaking, to be fair. Johnny the Jet. For anyone who remembers Jimbo and the Jet Set, I could probably do this all day, to be fair. And then you've always got Tom Fugg, who was based on Biffa Bacon from Viz to an extent, but not quite as violent. So anyway, to give this a review rating, or a Bigger Stinkers' Junk Emporium score, as some people call it, I'm going to give it 8, because it's 8 out of 10. Now, price-wise, this cost 30p back in the day. Price-wise, I think I paid up. Well, actually, I didn't pay for it. The missus got it me for about £5, which is pretty good value. It's not going to go up in value. I don't think it's going to go down in value either. I did have a quick look at number ones. There was some. If you got issue number 1, which had a record on it of these really shit tunes, then that probably 50 quid, something like that. If you still got it, I'm fucking amazed. I can't remember. I had loads of copies of this, and I gave them away. Or maybe threw them away. I don't even know what I did with them when I moved out of my gaff when I was 18, like a fucking chump. But anyway, shit happens. So I hope you found this review relatively offensive or inoffensive. And if you see Oink, buy a copy. I recommend it. Anyway, I will smell you later.